On 28th May 2025, the Alpine village of Blatten in Switzerland was buried under 9 million tons of debris in an avalanche of ice, mud, and rock, when a glacier on the Neston mountain collapsed onto this idyllic town. A glacier high above the village had partially collapsed, after which Blatten had been evacuated several days before the avalanche, as the geologists had spotted small rocks and ice slides timely. This Swiss village of Blatten has stood for centuries and now it's totally destroyed. A leading glacier specialist at Zurich's Federal Institute of Technology said that the global warming caused this disaster. Climate change is bringing greater instability to the alpine slopes. If the warming trend continues at the same pace, then about 700 out of the 1,500 glaciers of the broader alpine region will melt away by 2050. Swiss glaciers have already shrunk by more than half over the past century. Rising temperatures are melting glaciers and permafrost, which increases the risk of collapse and rock falls. Permafrost is often called the glue, which holds mountains together, and when it thaws, the mountains crumble and destabilize. Snowy and icy mountains are inherently sensitive to climate change. When glaciers melt rapidly and rivers of ancient ice disappear, the mountain face is exposed, causing more rocks to loosen and fall off. I think even if we are able to bring down the global temperatures or even stabilize it now, still some changes are already locked in the Earth's system. Scientists opine that the only way to reduce the impact of climate crisis on mountains is to bring down the global temperatures. But if the global warming has to be kept below 1.5 degrees Celsius by the end of the century, then the global emissions must decrease by at least 7% annually till 2030, but they are increasing by 5% annually. Countries are acting in the best way possible, but generally they are resorting to short-term fixes. Switzerland, in its effort to prevent glacial melting, is covering some of its glaciers with huge blankets. Melting glaciers actually pose a huge elemental risk globally. The world depends on them for fresh water, for drinking and agricultural purposes, and losing this precious resource would be disastrous for the entire ecology. They can cause floods, droughts, and even disrupt the intricate system of water currents. The impacts will be local and of global magnitude. The only solution that could work is to halt global warming completely, which seems extremely difficult. The governments need drastic policy framework to combat climate change effectively. The doom's clock is already ticking faster, and now it is 89 seconds to midnight.